Today we're going into Fry's Supermarket for some prepping ideas. Believe it or not, chocolate, but the good stuff. The 72% cacao and some of these other bars here. Excellent to prep. You buy the entire bar, you vacuum seal it in its original paper box that you see it in there right now. Excellent for just keeping around. It helps motivation to have a treat or something like that. Actually, my favorite has always been the chocolate and orange combinations, but excellent, like I said, for motivation and whatnot. Just buy it just like this and put it directly in the seal meal bags and just vacuum all the air up. Lasts pretty much forever. Some of this bulk stuff will do pretty darn good in seal meal bags once you remove all the oxygen, which is the enemy, which causes things to go rancid and whatnot. Will do pretty good once you remove it. A lot of oats and whatnot. Definitely the the dried fruits are a definitely go. Or a definite go. I can't even speak tonight. Apricots and whatnot. Excellent. Like I said, I'm a big proponent of the seal a meal. They remove the oxygen and whatnot. So definitely score on some of this. And if you could find like oats, oat bran. The wife and I bought a lot of kale. We also dehydrated it. Now we have kale chips. And we have them stored in vacuum sealed bags as well. Excellent source of vitamins and whatnot. Herbs like parsley, chives, and mint. Also excellent to store. Turn your bland meal into something a little bit above and beyond. Can never have too much dehydrated onions, but as somebody who knows, do not dehydrate these in your house. This goes for garlic. You can never have too much garlic, dehydrated garlic either. But dehydrate both these onions and the garlic outside your house. Already mentioned tomatoes in a prior video, but it's worth mentioning again. You can can these, pressure can them, you can dehydrate them, get as many tomatoes as you can. I personally would recommend canning them. Flavor is much better than dehydrating, in my opinion. The Roma tomatoes now are just as good. Now the thing about Roma tomatoes is they have less moisture, less juice in them, so might be a better tomato to can. Or dehydrate for that matter, because of their lack of, or their less percentage of moisture. Pickled items are also excellent if you're into pickles and whatnot. They're already canned for you in pickling juice. It'd take a long time for some of this to go bad. My favorites are the kosher dill, by the way. Speaking of pickles, can't go wrong with olives also. So if you're into olives and whatnot, definitely feel free to store them in your prepping. Beans and lentils, peas. This is the money. This is the money. And big bags of rice. If you can store this and store lots of it in every variation you can possibly find. Jasmine rice, white rice, brown rice, 15 beans, black-eyed peas, red beans. My favorite would be the black beans. Lentils, green lentils, split peas. I love split pea soup with ham. Store this all. This is the gold right here. Be eating a lot of plain, bland meals during the shit hit the fan. You're gonna be pulling stuff out like the beans and whatnot, and you need to dance it up. Maybe get some hot sriracha and teriyaki sauces and whatnot. Now, a lot of the stuff that I've said in this video so far, and in the past of this video and what's coming up in this video, you can definitely get better deals at Sam's Club and Costco. But all this stuff is what you want to have in your preps, and lots of it. The bigger bags are the better, because you get more for your money. Lots of pasta. Can't go wrong with pastas. I would take them out of these original boxes and maybe put them in a Mylar bags and whatnot, and then put them in a clean, brand new paint container type of apparatus. And along with that canned tomato sauce you canned, you're gonna have some awesome meals. Again, this is something you probably want to get at Costco. All your canning supplies. Folks, learn to can. I'm telling you, learn to can. I mentioned seasonings before. Everything from salt to anything you can throw a stick at. Again, this is something you definitely want to buy at Costco. Stock lots of salt and your favorite seasonings. I store a lot of cornmeal. I store a lot of flour. My favorite flour is the King Arthur brand. And what you want for bread is all-purpose flour, not bread flour. Walmart actually has this a lot cheaper by $2, by the way. And I have about 20 bags of this, and they go in paint buckets, and inside the paint buckets, and these are brand new orange paint buckets that you buy at Costco. I meant to say Home Depot, and inside that I put a clean garbage bag, and these get dumped into the clean garbage bag and then put into the paint bucket. That's my favorite flour right there. All-purpose flour for bread. Your bread flours are actually more for pastry, believe it or not. But you want a lot of this. A lot of these frozen vegetables you can buy and just dump it right on your dehydrator after they thawed of course. Sometimes you can actually parboil them, then throw them on your dehydrator. Believe it or not, I love prunes as well as raisins. Now, when you buy these, immediately dump them into a seal-them-in bag. If you're planning on storing them, sucking all the air out of them, they'll be fine. And that concludes my very short video on some prepping ideas at your local Fry's supermarket. Good night.